Welcome to Dad's Drafts.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Dad's Drafts. Let's get right into it. Now, I have been rising in the rank a little bit, especially the last game went very well when we trophied. Now I'm back in Diamond and let's see if maybe we can keep rising for a bit. Now, I just came back from the gym, so I'm very sore. So I'm just very glad that all I have to do is move this mouse and maybe lift my cup of tea. Alright. Well, as always, I will say my picks and why I do them. By all means, feel free to leave feedback so that I can actually learn from my mistakes. So if you see me do anything silly, which you think, wow, why did you do that? Or, wow, that's a bad move, please do let me know in both the picks and the plays. Now, let's see what we open up. Alright, there's two nice cards here, I would say. That's the uncommon Sheltered by Ghost in the Funeral Room. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. And when you unlock this room, return all creature cards from the graveyard to the battlefield. Now, I have lost by that card before. It was very late in the game, but let me just see what the statistics are. Do people actually win with it a lot? Win percentage. It should be decent. I'm just not sure if it's better than Sheltered by Ghosts. I'm just checking this. I'm trying to get to know the set. Now, I think the Sheltered by Ghost actually has a higher win rate. I do love this card, however, but the 8 mana is very steep unless you build around it, and this one is good in any white deck. So I will just take this as a removal, as we did last game, by the way. Alright, well, this is not a very strong pack. There's a Spineseeker, Centipede, Defiant Survivor, and Shroud Stomper, which are, in my opinion, pretty much the best card. There's also an Expanse. Now, I don't want to be going green-white, maybe blue-white, but since there's already a Shroud Stomper and there's nothing huge that I'm missing out on, I think I'm just going to take this and see if maybe somehow we can end up in some kind of Reanimator deck. Now, I do also love a Terramorphic Expanse, but even if you're just white splashing black, this is still a card that is playable. Alright, well, I was about to say that's a reanimation spell, but it's not. There's an Unable to Scream, which I think is pretty good. And there's a Fear of Immobility. Now, I think the best card in this pack is the Unable to Scream, and I think I'm just going to take it. Overall, somewhat weak packs, I must say. Alright, Midnight Mayhem. That is interesting. And the Most Valuable Slayer. Now, this should be a sign that at least for the few first people, white, red should be open. And this is a very strong card, so I'm just going to take it here. And it might end up as a splash. You know, you can always play blue-white, then splash red, because blue-white also has a way to make gremlins. But just let's see if maybe we can get into red-white. Now there's a Vicious Clown and a Fear of Surveillance. I think when in doubt, always take the 2-drop. So I will take the Fear of Surveillance here. Wow, that's another Shroud Stomper. Okay, so we are playing white, definitely. Now the question is, are we going to play white black or white red? None of these cards really impress me. White black should be open enough if that's a very late Shroud Stomper. So I think we will end up in black white eventually. Fanatic of the Harrowing is great with Shroud Stomper, so I will take it. Again, not a very strong pack, but of course all the strong cards have been taken. I'm just going to put this aside. Maybe both are open, red white and black white. And you can always splash for this. I mean, it is an aggressive card, but it gives you bodies if you have sacrifice synergies. Like this one, for instance. And it gives you some lifelink. Here I will take the Final Vengeance, but I must admit I wouldn't mind an Innocuous Rat or a Spectral Snatcher, but I'll just take the Final Vengeance as a premium removal. And now let's just see if maybe we can find some cheap creatures to sacrifice and maybe more, maybe a way to reanimate. But so far, it seems okay. Now the good thing about the Final Vengeance is that it exiles, and there's So many ways in this. This is also a fine sacrifice outlet, so I'll just take it here, not going into blue. The leech tabled, so black is open enough. Now that it exiles, but also there's many enchantment spells, like for instance the Unable to Scream, that the opponent will put on you, which makes it a great target to sacrifice. I don't think I will play the Playmate. But you know, we're not too settled. Maybe if we get like an Arabella or two, we could still go red-white. This is actually pretty decent in the red-white deck. Possessed Goat is amazing for our deck. So I think it's just going to be Reanimator all the way. Now we need to pick up some reanimation spells. I hope to get the black instant one, of course, but it's uncommon. But we should get enough ways to reanimate, because it seems like we're the only ones. Unholy Annex is amazing. And maybe we can pick up some more demons. Now I think I will take the Annex over the Murder, because simply it's a amazing way to draw cards, and black-white doesn't have that many ways to draw cards. I don't think the Murder will table, of course. Maybe the Miasma Demon, which is also a pretty decent way, a pretty decent target to reanimate. But I'll take the Annex here. I think it's a very strong card. It will be played as a 3-drop. Alright, this is not the Reanimate spell, so we're not missing out on the reanimation. I will take the Vile Mutilator. Now I think we have enough targets to reanimate, and here's actually the reanimation spell. Also really love the Machete, and Optimistic Scavenger is great. But I don't want to... Our whole plan is pretty much focused around the Emerge from the Cocoon or similar cards. So for instance the Black Enchantment, or maybe the Valgamoth's Faithful or whatever. So I will take it here. Okay, that's a very late Murder. Love to see that. There's another way to get stuff into our graveyard. And I think now we are with 3 ways to get stuff into our graveyard. We should be good. Just hope to draw some, pick some 2-drops, which pretty much kill the board, so we can get to the end game, or at least turn 5. And we have 1, 2, 3 ways to get these cards into the graveyard, which will be our goal. Now maybe there's a way to manifest Dread as well in these colors, I'm not sure. But that would also be very nice. But the goal, of course, is to cheat these into play. So what we need, cheap creatures and maybe 1 or 2 more spells to... Okay. We only have 3 enchantments. It does Surveil. Is it better than a Final Vengeance? I think it is. I think we will need the Surveil, and the creatures that we will pick up, which are 2 mana, are probably creatures that are enchantment creatures. So let's just see if we can focus on that. Disturbing Mirth is very nice, but we won't be needing that. I'll just take this Shepherd to cycle. Oh my goodness. Fear of Lost Teeth is amazing. That's exactly what we need. Cheap creature to hold down the fort. It's an enchantment trigger for the victor, and also it's a great target to sacrifice with Final Vengeance. I'll just take an Expanse here. Now I would like 1 more Emerge from the Cocoon, or maybe the Rite of the Moth. I mean, if this is still in the pack, then white-black is definitely open. We saw that in pack 1. But we're not really getting rewarded by getting any decent uncommons. So let's just hope to pick up 1 Rite of the Moth. And then we should be good. And some more 2-drops. Cultist is decent. Not sure if this is a card that we need. It is an enchantment trigger, so I guess I'll just take it. But I would like the other one. But that's also uncommon, so we do need some things to get our plan together, I will just put in the cards that I hope not to play in the into the sideboard. Yeah, we need 2 drops and 1 more reanimation spell, and then I think we should be pretty decent. I would love another Possessed Goat. Might actually be better. My goodness, might actually be better than the most 2 drops that we can pick up. It is another demon. This is not a demon, sadly enough. I think we only have 1 demon. Yep. But you know, we can always sacrifice this to the Final Vengeance, so maybe we want to pick up 1 more Final Vengeance. The goal will be 1 more Final Vengeance, a lot of 2 drops, and 1 reanimation spell. And if we're lucky, maybe 2 reanimation spells. Alright, well this is a 2 mana Find the Vile Mutilator. In the form of insert search library for any card. Okay. This will probably table, so I will take the Final Vengeance here. Still not the reanimation one. I will take the tapped land just for mana purposes. Another Shroud Stomper is not what we need. I think I'll take the Winter's Intervention. This one will probably come around. But we're not seeing any reanimation spells, even though, wow, it was very open. I just hope this will table, so I can't really not play a Valgamoth, to be honest. Maybe that was the wrong pick, but this card is just something that I have to play. So 2/2 drops and a reanimation spell, please. Would be amazing. Or maybe a Fear of Lost Teeth even. Once you get this on the battlefield, it's not a definite win, of course, but it does so much. And it is a demon, so maybe we can eventually play the 2 mana card that we passed. I don't think anyone will take it. And we also saw an Emerge from the Cocoon, which might table. But the thing is, this card is also pretty decent in any other white-green, for instance, deck that plays big dudes. But it is unfortunate that we didn't see any of the Rite of the Moth. And we're not seeing a lot of 2 drops, or we are seeing them, but I'm just not picking them. No reanimation spell. I will take the Trapped in the Screen here as a hard removal. Don't really care about the other Vile Mutilator. Wow, white-blue could have been very good with 2... what is it? Scavengers. Another goat. I'll take it. Oh, this will be... If we don't pick up another Emerge from the Cocoon, I'll be very sad. Maybe I should have picked the Emerge above the Valgamoth, but this card is just amazing. Maybe I was too greedy and we only have 1 reanimate spell. Yep, looks like it. Well, you know, you can hardcast them, so it doesn't all have to be centered around the Emerge of the Cocoon. Now with 3 Final Vengeances, I'm fine. As I said, I think there will come a point that we have to sacrifice the Annex, for instance. Yep. Too bad. We won't see... I don't think we will see the other Emerge from the Cocoon. Now, we were the only ones in black-white, but we didn't see any of the... no one opened the Rite of the Moth out of us 8 people. Yeah, as you can see, white-blue was very open. Oh! Thank you, thank you, thank you. Very glad to see that. Now this deck is actually coming together nicely. I think I want to cut the Winter's Intervention. We don't really care about life gain. And I think this is it. Now the curve isn't amazing, but these are as good as 2-drops because you can let them grow. And they're fine fodder for the Vinyl Vengeance. So let's do this. Now if you like what I do, feel free to click some buttons. By now I will probably change my thumbnail, so maybe you got to this video because you actually noticed it. But if you like it, feel free to do some stuff. Now this is a decent hand, except we are missing our lands. And I cannot keep a 1-lander, which is sad because turn 1 goat, Valgamoth, and then emerge. But I just can't. Okay, well this is okay. Guess I'll get rid of the Attic, because the Unholy Annex is a better card draw. Let's just hope to draw some black swords at some point. Oh, I don't like to see that. Okay, well now we just need to draw lands and then I'll be fine. Not sure, okay. Shroud Stomper or Mutilator. I think the Shroud Stomper, since it gains his life. And if they attack and they kill this, that's still fine. I'm going to do this anyway. Okay. Please draw me some lands. Yes. It is also a demon, which is nice, by the way. Okay. So we will take 4 damage. But this being a demon goat is just amazing. Didn't really think of that. And if he doesn't kill the goat, he will kill the goat and we will get a lot of damage. Let's just hope we draw a land. We are playing 17 lands, but okay. I think I have to Final Vengeance the Patched Plaything and sacrifice the Fear of Surveillance. Once we draw our 5th land, oh my goodness, we should be fine, because red's removal is mostly damaged based. But yeah, this is going to be very close. That combination is terrible. Okay, well that's very unfortunate. I think we won't be able to get back from this now. I mean, I think we're just dead here. We only have 1 more turn, and getting the Shroud Stomper back will not gain us enough life. Yep, well... that's what happens sometimes. Now, we had an amazing hand, but we had to mulligan. I mean, we had a pretty good hand after we mulliganed. But this was just unfortunate. Keeping a 3-lander and then just drawing nearly no lands for so long. Let's just hope we can get the goat and the annex thing again. That was amazing. (1988). He's actually just 1 year older than I am. I'm going to keep this. I'll just keep that behind. We have a nice curve. Hope to draw something big, which we can, of course, grow the goat if we don't have to murder something. That's an interesting pet. It's not one I've ever seen before. I've got a lot of pets, but the fish is somewhat soothing. Okay, so we did find a way to reanimate. Now we need to find a big creature. of which we have 3, I think, maybe 4. So let's just hope to draw one. Hopefully this turn. I guess I'll just attack. If we can surveil a big creature into our graveyard or closer to the top, that would be nice. Don't mind drawing a card. What do we do? Oh my goodness. No, I'm going to have to exile that. That might also work. I have to play my land. I want to use my Sheltered by Ghost for something else, so I'm just going to sacrifice this. It's not the best turn, but we need that exiled instead of destroyed. Now I really hope to draw a big dude now. Nice. Oh dear deck, what are you doing to me? I think I'm going to get rid of the Sheltered by Ghosts. We have 2 other removal spells. Oh, come on. Yep. Well, I guess we're doing the Possessed Goat. Playing a land, keeping up Murder, or Instant Speed Goat, which hopefully will be enough for them to stop attacking us. If he's going to use a fight spell, that would be fine. I'm just going to assume that he's going to play something bigger now, which we can murder. Yeah, let's just get rid of that. Now I'll just discard the swamp, I guess, and then they will have a removal spell or a trick of some sort. Obviously. But it prevents 3 damage. Now it would really be terrible if I have to use my Emerge from the Cocoon on the Possessed Goat. Are you kidding me? Well, maybe I shouldn't have played the land. I shouldn't have played the land. That was a misplay. I'm just going to get back the goat. I must say, we are being very unlucky. First game, no lands. Second game, only lands. This might actually be our last game, which would be terrible. And I must say, not something that I expected from this deck. But as I said before, maybe there's something in my deck which is not right. Maybe you can see something and you think, well, you shouldn't do this or you should do that. We have the 1 and 2 drops, we have the discard, we have the reanimate, we have the big dudes. It's just not coming together in the first few games. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that it's all terrible. We might actually win this and maybe another game, but as I said before, it's not really what I expected. I know. It's a good tip, though. All right. Okay. Well, I'm just going to keep this. We don't have any early plays, but we can play Victor, then Harrowing, get rid of the Shroud Stomper. Oh. Of course, he's playing a very aggressive deck, which will be our downfall, probably. And if he wants to trade this, that's fine. If he wants to use the trick, that's, oh my goodness, it's even a trick that makes it persist. Okay, I guess we're taking a lot of damage again. Oh, come on. Well, that's why Sheltered by Ghost has a downside. It's just you need a removal spell or a target to put it on, so... A small creature could save us, or a reanimation spell, but I just assume that he has more action. Well, we're not blocking this, then we have the Sheltered by Ghosts and we could attack with lifelink depending on what he does. But we are being very unlucky, I must say. Or the deck is just bad, you know, maybe I don't have enough 3-drops. Okay, well that is aggressive. Does he have a way to finish it? It seems like he doesn't. Let's just play the Sheltered by Ghosts. Now, he might have a removal spell, obviously, but now at least we gain some life. Reanimation spell would be aces, but we only have 2 of them, so those chances are slim. So I'll just hope to draw more lands, 2 more, and we can play the Stomper. That's not amazing. Why are we so unlucky? We drew all of our top end. Well, I guess that's all, folks. I mean, we're still alive, but I don't think we... Or it has to be a reanimate spell, but then still I don't think we can... Yeah. Well, trying to stay positive. I'm not sure what this deck was lacking, but the first game we drew no lands, the second game we drew only lands, and the third game we drew 1, 2, 3, 4 of our 4 top ends. That's the game, I guess. Now, if you like what I did, even though it was a terrible game, please consider leaving a like, but especially consider leaving feedback if you're looking at this and thinking, my goodness, you shouldn't do it like this is terrible. Thank you, and I wish you a very good day. Goodbye.
Thank you for watching Dad's Drafts.